Welcome. Happy Wednesday, I think. My name's Lindsay, as you know, and we're going to do a little shorty sound meditation today. You don't need anything other than to be comfortable in your home, so if you want to put on socks or a sweater or find a comfortable place to lie down and rest, I'm going to just read a couple things before we get into it. I've been feeling a little depressed these past days with all the news coming out of Minnesota and Palestine and the world at large. And it's been a difficult time, and there are times where I feel like helpless and hopeless, and times where I feel like empowered and emboldened to create change and take action. And I find that this sound practice really helps to create space for me in my mind and in my body, and has been very beneficial. And even meeting in community, even if we're virtual and you're watching this recording later, that doesn't really matter, right? There's I always visualize on Zoom or in a recording even, that there's a cloud up above that we all kind of beam up into and meet in this virtual little room together. And so if that's a helpful visual for you, you could meet me in that little room in the clouds too. And I had shared this as my final, actually, when I did Bowl Club the first time around. It's this book, Journey Through Heartsongs, and I cleaned out my bookshelf this weekend, so I've been pulling out all my old books and all my old stories of teaching. And Jackie, I can see that you're messaging things, but I'm too far away. So I'm just gonna assume that they're well wishes. But this book, Journey Through Heartsongs, I got in the 6th grade. We did a whole project around this author, Mattie Stepanek, who was, maybe you did this too. I feel like it was a thing that happened in English classes in maybe the Northeast, I don't know. But he was a New York Times bestselling author. He was 11 years old and had muscular dystrophy, and his family all suffered from muscular dystrophy. So his 3 siblings all died under the age of 10, and he had the same disease, and he knew he was going to die. And so at such a young age, dealing with morality was a very big part of his just life and experience. And he took all of that and would write poetry, and his Make-A-Wish Foundation wish was to have his poetry published, and it was published, and he became a New York Times bestseller and went on Oprah and Dr. Phil and did this whole huge tour and wrote multiple books. And there, this whole book, honestly, I was reading this earlier, kind of trying to pick out which poem to read, and all of them make me cry, and it's been an emotional time, but I wanted to just share one that I thought was maybe helpful, or maybe will make you cry more, but I think it's good to lean into the tears if you can. So this one by Mattie Stepanek is called The Language of God. And he writes, "Do you know what language God speaks? God speaks every language. That's because God made everyone and gave everyone different languages. And God understands all of them. And do you know what's God's favorite language? God's favorite language is not grown-ups' language, but the language of children. That's because children are special to God. Children know how to share, and they never lose their heart songs." So, yeah, I hope that sweet reminder by this little young boy, who's no longer with us, but he wrote that at 1996, so he was probably 5 or 6 years old, which is just astonishing to me. And I hope that amidst all of the tension and war and terrible news that we keep seeing, that we can continue to remain soft and tender-hearted and open and take care of our children in any language. So I will invite you now to find a comfortable seat or position. Jackie can go back to your meatballs, no problem. And as you get comfortable, take a big breath in, a full breath out. If you need a moment to stretch or move, you're welcome to take that here. And even though the sound is starting, you can still be moving and adjusting, getting comfortable. Take a big breath in together. Full breath out. One of the reasons I've chosen to practice sound is because it transcends every language barrier. And this music and this vibration has a way of finding its way into all the nooks and crannies of our bodies, all the little dark corners of our hearts and minds that maybe we haven't touched or been with in a while, sat with in a while. And so the invitation here is to really let your body get comfortable. Adjust your head and your shoulders. Your arms and your hands. Let your spine be long. Hips heavy, legs and feet roll open naturally. Find a place where your whole body feels really evenly supported and comfortable. Take any adjustments you need to make yourself even 5 to 10% more comfortable here. Just for these next few minutes that we're here together practicing and listening, you let go of any expectation of a right way to feel, a right way to react or respond to the world, and instead you just let yourself listen to this language that transcends all barriers, all borders. And as you let your body relax, can you invite and wish and hold that same feeling of all beings everywhere? Joining together in this wish that all beings everywhere can be happy and peaceful and safe and free. Just take a big breath in. Full breath out. You might hear horns and traffic outside my window. invite all sounds, both in my space and in your space, to be part of the experience. I'll play for a while, some bowls and some chimes, and I'll let you know when it's time to come back. All you have to do is listen. No way you could do it wrong. gently here. Begin to deepen your breath. Maybe you resist the urge to move for a moment. Instead, just invite yourself to breathe here and to be here a little longer. Notice what's changed, what's new. I invite you here to cultivate and gather up any good feeling energy that you felt here. Just conjuring it up, maybe like a ball of light or just a thought, a bubble in your mind. And see if you can send this bubble of light and love and protection and safety out to someone that might need it. Families of those directly affected, directly separated. And along with it, can you expand your compassion to fill and extend across all borders, all waters. Inviting this frequency of love and compassion that you've cultivated to start to shift the frequency of the whole world, tilting it all a little bit more toward compassion, toward community, toward love. Big breath in. Full breath out. Another big deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. As you're ready here, you can invite some small movements back in, wiggling your fingers and your toes. You can roll your head side to side, take a big stretch. I hope that this practice has expanded your capacity in any way. And of course, if you're listening to this recording, you're welcome to stay right where you are as long as feels good. Or start to move and make your way back up into an upright seat. But wherever you are, whatever you're choosing here is perfect and correct. There's no rush to move on. I just invite us all to bring one hand over the heart, the other hand on top. Just take a big breath in, full breath out. Just sealing in these intentions for the peace and the safety of all beings everywhere. You can bow your head to your heart, sealing in that practice, that intention for today. When you're ready, return to the screen. for tuning in, tuning up. I love you. Have a good one.